Well, the government also taking steps to ensure that residents understand how the upcoming fiscal plan will impact them moving forward. Fern Carey has that.
During the Ministry of Finance press conference on the 2019-2020 fiscal budget, members of the media sought clarity on a number of matters from Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Peter Turnquest, and Acting Permanent Secretary Malon Johnson. Among the issues of concern, did you have the country's accession to the World Trade Organization in mind when crafting the upcoming fiscal budget? And given the current revenue shortfalls and challenges collecting taxes, will there be a push towards prosecution for persons who are not compliant? The Acting Financial Secretary and Minister of Finance responded this way.
The government intends to bring down the tariffs and the customs duties by an average of 15%. The overarching picture looks at the context of WTO accession.
We do intend to collect the government's revenue. For a number of years and for a number of reasons, we have been relatively lax, some may say slack, in the enforcement of the tax laws. And that has had its effect. Be surprised at the class of people that don't pay their taxes. It's not the poor people. Poor people, vulnerable people pay their taxes. It's normally upon the high end people who can traditionally afford to pay that don't pay.
Reporters also wanted to know how the government came up with its list for tax relief, especially as it relates to musicians, and whether there are any provisions in the new budget for new hires in the public service.
In addition to providing relief with respect to instruments, we're also talking with our investors, particularly in the tourism sector, in their heads of agreement to see how we can incorporate creatives into their obligations. As we go through line items, comparing the actual expenditure and the known commitments, we adjust the allocations accordingly. There is room in the budget to hire those persons that are needed to ensure that we fulfill our commitments to the Bahamian people. There will be no sacrifice in that, as well as to ensure that there are promotions and whatever other or increments.
Reporters also wanted to know how outstanding debt left by the previous administration will be cleared.
We had budgeted $172 million for this current fiscal year, and we've addressed $129, I believe it is, $129 million of that to date, and we will see where we get to through the end of the year.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.